Yes, good afternoon and welcome to this broadcast. You're coming to you live from Safari Park. This is where the annual media summit is going ongoing, and of course, as media stakeholders continue commemorating the World Press Freedom Day, and of course, a range of topics have been discussed here, including the safety of journalists, especially during this electioneering period. And of course, maybe I'll be joined by one of the panelists who will be discussing about issues to do with mental health, and of course, she's going to introduce herself and tell us maybe as the journalists continue practicing journalism and to ensure credibility, and of course so many range of activities. Maybe Sue Baker, welcome to this live broadcast. Maybe you can just tell us more details about what you'll be moderating today here as you talk about mental health for journalists. And
Well, it's so important. Unfortunately, it's taken a pandemic to raise people's awareness that mental health is something that affects us all. We all have a mind, we all have a body. And what's really important is that we have responsible, informed media reporting about mental health that doesn't further stigmatise it, but helps more people to open up and seek help. So that's one of the reasons we have the panel today. But what is also really important is that we make sure that media companies are looking after the mental health and well-being of their staff and their workforces. Like, we have all been affected psychologically by COVID, whether we've experienced it or we've lost people or we've lost our jobs or we've been isolated. So now more than ever, it's about time that we had more responsible and informative reporting on mental health, because the stigma of mental health is life-threatening and life-limiting. Sometimes we can't get jobs, sometimes we can't keep relationships, and families don't know how to talk about it. So it's now more than ever that we talk more about mental health.
And maybe what strategies do you think should be embraced maybe to ensure the safety of journalists, especially during this electionary period, that maybe what strategies would you recommend?
I think the first thing, and we've worked with media companies, TV companies, radio companies, print and editors guilds in the UK as part of our big stigma campaign. And what's really important is that you need leadership at the top of an organisation that says it's okay to talk about mental health and it's okay to seek help. So during the election, it's a very busy time, it's very pressurised. I was hearing this morning about the threats to journalists that happen. You can have a lot of online comment and bullying that goes on when you're a high-profile journalist. So it's really important that there's leadership by employers, the media companies, to support staff to speak out if you're struggling. Because you have mental health and well-being, just like somebody working in a bank, just like somebody working for a charity or government, and your mental health and well-being matters. And so you need looking after, and it's psychological safety as well as other safety that matters.
Mm-hmm. And of course, this year's theme, as we commemorate the World Press Freedom Day, is journalism under digital siege. Maybe share your comments about that.
Well, I think what's really important is that people get the right information about mental health, and we were hearing a lot this morning from different speakers about misinformation and how to help deal with that and how to help undermine that with proper information that comes from reliable, trained media sources. So I think when you think about for mental health, it's really important that people have reliable sources for information, and one of those sources is through the media, but it's also through digital platforms. A lot of people, if you're struggling, for example, with depression, will look up online, what are the symptoms, where can I go for help? So there needs to be reliable information which the media can report about what to do if you're struggling, how to look out for the signs and where to go for help. So digital media can play a really positive role in health information, including mental health, but it can also play a very negative role when really damaging material and imagery around suicide methods or encouraging people who might be susceptible to eating disorders. You can see some really harmful content, and there needs to be really good moderation of that so that doesn't keep encouraging young people to undertake similar traits and behaviours. So social media and media can be a positive thing or it can be negative, so it needs to be well managed.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you. That has been Sue Baker, one of the panelists will be given a topic here to do with health matters. And of course, this is just an annual press as media stakeholders from all over the world commemorated the World Press Freedom Day. And of course, journalists have been challenged to practice and ensure credibility in their lines of duty. And of course, we'll just be expecting the cabinet secretary and the principal secretaries from the information communication technology to be here. But right now, they've just taken a break, and the forum will be ongoing, and we'll just keep you posted of what will be happening in our subsequent bulletins.
Well, Moki, good to have you. Indeed, we are celebrating World Press Freedom Day. This is themed Journalism Under Digital Siege, and it is during this week that we are expecting the Media Excellence Awards, and KBC team is well represented, and we